people with Java installed, the services one would be the next chapter, where it's about creating a custom reporter and custom service. The custom reporter is pretty straightforward. It should show you the name of the test and the duration time. You can look up into how custom reporters are being created in the docs. But you can always, if you are interested in something in a different chapter, you can always go ahead. All these chapters build on top of each other until I think to mid of the workshop, where we go into CI/CD. But you can also go ahead and look into the network one, which is when it's more exciting to you. But if you're interested to build your custom reporter based on test information that you get because you have a specific requirement, then you can build it on yourself. And so WebdriverIO reports a lot of information throughout the test lifecycle that you can use to even push information up to a server somewhere in your environment. The Sumo Logic reporter that reports to Sumo Logic, so it allows you to create Sumo Logic dashboards. Such functionality is possible. For people that were complaining about the Allure reporter, that it's so difficult to set up with the HTML, there are another tasks in this chapter is to write a custom service that can extract that logic of automating this through the Allure generator, through the Allure command line. You can see here an example how it would work in a hook. I think some of you might have that implemented already. I can surely do that as a collaborative way. And the goal is to now move this code out of our config. We cannot just use the configs, the hooks in our config, because then our config would become massive. And so with services, you can nicely extract this out into either your own NPM packages that are maintained in your company and can be shared between teams. You can even create your own custom service and publish it to NPM to be used by anyone else in the ecosystem. That's awesome too. We have a lot of people that created services for a bunch of things. For the Chrome driver service was created by someone else, and we have a lot of integration, and that allows a lot of integration with different kind of vendors and tooling that makes the whole ecosystem pretty rich and powerful. So I can show that how this works here with the Allure report, since it is working for me. Let me just redo real quick the steps that I had to make sure to do for chapter 3 in my example, and then I can share my screen again to make this, to show how I would do that in VS Code. So first I need the Allure report. So right now we have the Mocha Awesome run. That's great. I need the Allure one. So I'm gonna install this. In the meantime, I can hit Allure. So I move the output to Allure results. That should do it. And the next step is a little bit explain a little bit down there. Allure command line. And then, so in this case, for this example, I just create a directory where I keep all my services shared in one project. Again, we can create NPM packages out of this to make them share along the company. That can be really useful. Service. So here we export a class that is called Allure service. So the Allure service allows you, or any service that you create allows you access to all these hooks that are also defined in your config. And that gives you access to multiple situations during the test lifecycle. So after a command, before a test, after a test, and so on. And so we are interested to generate the HTML when everything is complete. I think we don't need all of that, so we are not interested in that. And we can almost copy paste what we see from the docs. So when you return a promise, it will wait until the promise is resolved. What we here need is this allure. I'm assuming it's allure command line. Let me double check though. So this now, if I'm correct, that should create it. So we can test npx.io. So it runs my test, and it has create the allure results, and didn't create the allure report because I haven't added the service to my config yet. That's what I'm going to do now. So I import it. Services, allure service, and all I need to do is just add the allure service to the list of services. And I think that's it. We can also parameterize this, so we can apply some configurations that can be overwritten, and then in the constructor of your service, you can read these configurations and make, for instance, the target directory configurable. So let's run this. So now I have a allure report folder that has the index.html. I still see all the allure results, but now if I go into the allure results, we can see in a fresh browser window, we see that we have allure report. We have the one test that had been running. It has all the request information in there so that you can share with your teammates. And again, we have now moved this into a service, so it can be, you can write this functionality once in your company and move it and share it across your teams, development teams.